Have you ever been driving late at night, exhausted, and just pulled into the first motel you saw? That was us. A flickering neon sign, the only light for miles, promising a soft bed and a few hours of sleep. It looked ... But clean enough. We were just grateful to be off the road. But this wasn't just any old roadside motel. This was a place that, we'd soon discover, didn't seem to exist anywhere online. No reviews, no website, no booking page. It was a digital ghost. We checked in around midnight. The lobby was empty except for a single receptionist, a woman who seemed as tired as we were. She barely looked up from her crossword puzzle as she handed us the key to room 100. The key was a real key, heavy and brass, attached to a clunky plastic tag. She didn't say much, just mumbled the checkout time and pointed down a dimly lit hallway. The air was thick with the smell of old carpet and cleaning solution. We didn't think much of it then. We were just two weary travelers desperate for rest. Our room was basic, a lumpy queen-sized bed, a wood-paneled TV that probably hadn't worked since the 90s, and wallpaper that was peeling at the corners. The Gideon's Bible on the nightstand looked like it had seen better days. We locked the door, slid the chain across, and collapsed onto the bed, falling asleep almost instantly to the hum of the ancient air conditioner. The last thing I remember thinking was how eerily quiet it was outside. No highway noise, no other guests. Just silence. The next morning, we woke up to bright sunlight streaming through a gap in the curtains. We packed our bags, ready to grab a quick coffee and get back on the road. We walked back to the lobby to check out and return the key. But the lobby was empty. The front desk was deserted. The crossword puzzle was gone. The chair was pushed neatly under the desk. No coffee pot, no sign of life. "Hello," I called out, my voice echoing in the silent room. Nothing. We waited for about 10 minutes, calling out a few more times. We figured maybe she was in a back room or had stepped out for a moment, but the stillness was unsettling. We tried the bell on the counter. It let out a weak, tinny asterisk, ding asterisk, that seemed to just get swallowed by the silence. We peeked behind the counter. No one. We even checked the small office behind the desk. It was empty. A thin layer of dust covering everything. It looked like no one had been in there for years. The strangest part, the front door was locked. From the inside, we'd come in through the lobby doors from the hallway, but the main entrance to the outside was bolted shut. We were locked in. A little bit of panic started to creep in. This went from slightly strange to genuinely creepy, fast. We were the only car in the parking lot when we arrived, and we were still the only car there now. Where was everybody? Where was the woman who gave us our key? We went back to our room, suddenly feeling very exposed. We started looking around more closely this time. We pulled out our phones to try and find a number for the motel. We searched the name on the key tag, the Sleepy Hollow Inn. Nothing. We searched the address we remembered from the sign. Google Maps showed an empty plot of land. It was like the motel didn't exist. There was no digital footprint whatsoever. No history, no old listings, nothing. This is where it gets really weird. I decided to try the phone in the room. You know, the old landline on the nightstand. Primera picked it up, expecting to hear a dial tone. Maybe call the front desk. But there was nothing. Dead silence. I checked the back of the phone. The cord was cut. It wasn't just unplugged. It was cleanly severed, the wires sticking out. My heart started pounding. This wasn't just a forgotten motel. Something was wrong here. We knew we had to get out. We went from door to door, knocking, listening for any sign of other people. Every room was silent. We tried peering through the windows of the ground floor rooms. They were all empty, some with furniture covered in white sheets, others completely bare. It looked like the entire place had been abandoned for a decade, except for our room, which had been prepared just for us. But by whom? Finally, we found a fire exit at the far end of the hallway. The bar was stiff, but with a hard shove, it swung open with a loud groan, and we stumbled out into the bright morning sun. We didn't even bother trying the lobby again. We ran to our car, threw our bags in the back, and peeled out of that parking lot, not looking back. The whole drive, We were silent, trying to process what had just happened. Did we dream it? When we finally got cell service about an hour later, we tried searching again. The Sleepy Hollow Inn, T-Town Name, any combination we could think of. Still nothing. It was a digital black hole. We paid in cash, so there's no credit card record. We have the key, this heavy brass key, to room 107. That's the only proof we have that any of it was real. We stayed at a motel that doesn't exist. We're checked in by a woman who vanished by morning and left a place that felt like it was unstuck in time. I still get chills thinking about it. What if we hadn't found that fire exit? Would we have vanished too? This experience has completely changed how I see those forgotten places on the side of the road. Every time I see a flickering motel sign now, I can't help but wonder what secrets it's holding. What stories are trapped within its walls? If you've ever had a strange, unexplainable experience on the road, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. It makes me feel a little less crazy, knowing we're not the only ones. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. Stay safe out there.